This is Steve Domenico in the room, and for the first time, I have half of the main event for LFA89 taking place next Friday night on Fight Pass, UFC Fight Pass. Dude, thank you for giving me the time less than a week out from this huge fight for you, man. How you feeling about the opportunity?
I think it's a really great opportunity. I became a professional like almost 3 years ago. I didn't think when I started that I'd be LFA main event right off rip. I actually debuted on like I don't know like a 5 6 days notice. Debut at four. What was it? You said 4 days notice. 4 days notice. I made a professional debut with LFA the Fire Lake, and now main event. Look at me.
Main event, 3 fights with LFA. This is going to be your fourth fight with them. Main event. Did you think you would? I mean, you talked about the little journey here, but did you think you would get there sooner than later? The main event for LFA.
Man, you never know. Sometimes it all depends on where you sit and like who's coming up and who's not. Like right now it's my turn. On top of that, Joe is he's a big name and he's a big name himself. So it's just like two 155 killer top name dudes. Get to fight each other. It's one of those deals. They just had the 155 belt get put up, and it's just been grabbed. So me and him, we get to fight for that number one contender spot. I'm fighting for that number one contender spot. I don't know what Joe's doing, but I'm good. Me finishing Joe should yield me a title shot at the very least.
Exactly. Five fight winning streak. You get three submissions in them 5 fights. 6 fight winning streak.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm on a five. I'm on a five right now.
Oh, all right, all right. So,
Yeah.
dude, you're getting it done. Is Joe the piece of the puzzle that not only you're talking about a title for LFA? Is Joe the piece of the puzzle that can get you leaped over that title and into the UFC as far as maybe the Contender Series or a shot at some card in the future?
Well, if you want the honest truth, it's not that I look at Joe like he's like that guy or like the stepping stone. I respect him as a fighter and as a martial artist, and I like that he looks at fighting as a martial art, a chance to prove himself and be a martial artist. I'm not really looking too far past into that because there's a lot that a lot of politics, you know what I'm saying, that go into it. If we were talking about just matching records and time in the cage and finishes and our types of opponents, I would have been in the UFC. You know what I mean? I've seen people getting into the UFC recently off way less. You know what I'm saying? Off way less. So whether they put me in, whether they don't, I'm being the talkity, big mouth ass hat, is not my
Yeah.
personality. It's not my style. But hopefully I'll stomp enough people out to where they'll finally just be all like, oh, let's look at this dude Brant. Let's look at this dude Brant. Let's see what he's doing. He's obviously murdering people
Yeah.
everywhere he goes. So I mean, let's try putting him in the big show.
Well, your last fight was, I do believe, November 2019. You were talking that you wanted to get right back in there. You had the momentum. You're finishing people.
Yeah.
How was the COVID to you? I mean, what would that do as far as, dampering your future? Or did, talking to a lot of fighters, they excelled during COVID. Like they needed the rest. They needed, to fix things up here. What would you get out of COVID, and did you get enough training during the lockdowns to really show leaps and bounds in your games from November?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like during the COVID time, I didn't take any breaks off or any time off. One of the biggest things that I struggle with, I would say, the vegetables for me, for every fighter, vegetables is a different thing. For some of them, it's grappling. For some of them, it's striking, their clinch work. As far as like the fighting aspect of the fight game, I am 100% mentally and physically there. You know what I'm saying? But on the cardio aspect of it, it's not my favorite thing to do. I don't like working out, and lifting weights, and running and different things like that. I became a fighter, so I wouldn't have to run from shit, and I'll be damned if they don't got me running these miles. You know. So, I started in that time getting my cardio up, making sure I'm ahead of the game as far as that. You know, my cardio has not ever been trash, but now it's up there. It was a weak link in my game that is now rock solid and tight. So that's what I got. That's what Brant had to tighten up and get better. So I did that. The real area where COVID, I would say, hurt me is in my pocket, man. It hurt my pocket. It hurt the shit out of my wallet, right? So like, I quit my job, and ironically, where I was working at is where I'm doing my interview right now. We're at AVCO, great people. But I quit my job. I got money saved up, to where I can like make it and train full time up until I get my next fight. I'll be damned if I don't fight 8 months later. Yeah. So I'm like, oh man, I had enough money, I'm better still making it. Got private lessons now. A little hit squad of, teenagers that I'm turning into little savages. Nice. But that's recent. Beforehand, I was over here just like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I got no fighting. The COVID shit's happening. You're locked down. You're like, there's no end in sight. All these motherfuckers are fighting in the UFC, and you're just like, I'm 7-1, dude. They won't pull me in.
Yeah.
Why won't they pull me in?
Same thing with all the a lot of fighters in the same ballpark on that edge of making it and making a living. I mean, the majority of the fighters, their main job is at the gyms they train at, and giving them privates and doing things for the coach to pay their dues at the gym, man. Yeah. So now we're out of it. How good did it feel to actually get to put your hands on people and fight for an actual fight, get back into training camp?
Oh man, during the COVID stuff, I mean, since it's past now, I mean, it is what it is. I was everywhere but the house. I was everywhere but the house. I was all up in Houston and Shreveport, up until they closed the border down, and then we couldn't go to Shreveport. And then I was, training at my coach's house. He had a little makeshift gym set up, the old school type of outside, pioneer type shit. Yeah.
Lifting rocks, lifting boulders out there and stuff like that. Anything that you can do,
doing rocky shit, so we're out there doing that type of thing. So we never got and then I started during the COVID quarantine, I did get to start my path in judo. I got to start my path in judo, my real path in judo. Courtesy of Aaron Strigel, judo black belt. He's turning me into a judoka ninja. A judoka ninja. Wow, man, Aaron's gonna slam the shit out of me.
We'll cut that out.
Yeah. You keep it. Yeah. Be like, you go to smash me when I get home.
So let's talk about that. I mean, you're adding arsenals and pieces to the game. Joe, let's talk a little bit about the fight itself. We know what Joe brings to the table. A very unorthodox striker. Crazy jiu-jitsu skills on the ground. A ton of submissions. What are you thinking about this matchup and your skill set against Joe's skill set?
I think stylistically the fight's in my favor. Aside from my let's play hypothetical, right? Joe is a better striker and grappler than Brant on the hypothetical scale. Stylistically, it would still be in my favor, and my chances of winning percentage wise are pretty high. Now we get to reality where that is not the case, and I'm better than Joe on both ends, right? And stylistically it works in my favor. So I think Joe is a good fighter, without a doubt. I think he's a very good fighter. I looked at some of his opponents, and I think that he's lacking. I think he's lacking in high level competition. You know, whenever you think of him, you're just like, oh man, the Ultimate Fighter finalist, whatever else, and like then people always don't think the Ultimate Fighter is not UFC fighters. The Ultimate Fighter is like guys like me, him, whoever else fighting each other to get that spot to become a UFC fighter. You get what I'm saying? To become that high level dude. So these are like it's not the guys he was fighting in the Ultimate Fighter is no different than guys he would fight on the regional scale or that you would see in LFA or whatever. Um, and I looked at the records of his guys he's fought. He's fought a lot of like upside down record guys. You know. He's beaten a lot. He's beaten a lot of people that don't have winning records. So he's definitely not fought anybody that's as good as me, you know. And that's probably going to be a shock to his system whenever the fight actually starts. I think he's a great fighter, but I have been fighting for my life in like just about all my fights ever, from amateur all the way up. Yeah, and in the gym. Yeah, my people don't let me live, man. You know, yeah. So I got guys like Derek Krantz. You've seen what Derek does to people in the cage. So he tries to he be doing that to me or trying to do that to me on a little smaller scale. He's bigger than me, but he be dogging me down like, and he's a gorilla, right?
Big man.
Big man, yeah.
Big man, is that how he says it? Big man.
Yeah, big man. He's a gorilla, and he's my teacher. He taught me how to shrimp all the way up till now, you know. So you know, I'm used to dealing with guys that are super strong, you know. And it's just. See, I don't think Joe has as much of a chance to win the fight as he thinks. Whether it be early in the fight or all the way on, you know, rambling and shit.
Well, dude, you know, we're less than a week away from this huge opportunity of yours. Huge eyes on you. No crowd there. Do you think about that? Is that something you kind of are looking forward to? Just for the experience, or do you love the walkout and hearing that crowd behind you?
Oh, I don't care. Like the crowd, everything. I don't. It's not like I purposefully be all like, okay, the crowd's not there. Everybody's in their underwear and a dream type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not nervous or anything like that. It's just whenever the fight starts. I'm so mental as a fighter, you know. Always trying to. I'm playing chess. Like I'm playing chess. I'm playing 3-dimensional chess. You know what I'm saying? Multiple leveled. You know. I'm so focused on my dude. That I'm so focused on my dude that I don't hear anything except sometimes I hear my coaches. Like Larry corners me. Larry would be cornering me. Like sometimes like whenever I'm fighting, like my corners don't tell me much in my fights because again I'm pretty smart. They usually don't have to tell me much. I'm normally on it whenever they say it, you know. So they kind of just get in there and let me fight. Yeah, so I'm so locked in onto my opponent. Every little twitch they do, everywhere their eyes go, every little step they make, you know, what their eyebrows do whenever they make their certain steps. Like, did they do that on purpose or was that an accident? You know. I'm me doing that same type of thing to myself. Yeah, I'm like. Yeah, I got the Sharingan going on, dog. Yeah.
Last thing, what's left to do this final few days before this huge fight?
Not eat a lot of chips and bad shit. That's big. Not fucking up on my diet. Like not getting a lot of chips. Not smashing down a bunch of junk food. You know, that's always heavy. Getting a lot of sleep. Letting go of the purple drink. You know what I'm saying? I had to. No, man. I'm all that's left to do right now, if you want to know the honest truth, is just stay smart, stay mentally strong. You know what I'm saying? Just a lot more of Joe's interviews are coming out now. So really not because Joe's a smart guy. Like you know I I don't know how. I don't want to give him too much credit, but I definitely don't want to give him too little credit either. All I can say is like, as far as what he does and what he's saying and how he's acting, he's a smart guy. He's a lot smarter than you can give him credit for. You know, and like he's playing chess like right now, just the same as I am. This isn't like some regular ass dude that's like over here. Oh yeah, I train hard. You know, I'm gonna walk up in this fight. Da da da. Every stuff he says in his interviews, he's saying for a reason. You know.
Exactly. And, this fight right here is, this is the cream of the crop for both of you guys.
Yeah.
Huge things ahead for whoever gets their hands raised here. Last thing, my friend, what do we expect to see next Friday night out of Mr. Moore Jr.?
I expect to see a good fight, a well-whooped ass on Joe's side, and what I would like, this is what Brant wants. Brant would like a quick finish, like, in the first round, keep this going. The reason why is because I've been talking with me being in title contention, I have been talking a lot of shit on the other 55ers that have been squeaking by with these decisions, like that right there, like, and I've been getting finishes. It would be really bad if I made it all the way to the main event and then boom, got a decision. You know what I'm saying? Including the champion, decision. Nobody's getting finishes but me and a couple other dudes. So, and I'm pretty sure I got the most wins to finishes ratio. So, yeah, there's more going on than just winning this fight. I got to smoke this fool. The faster the better. Faster the better.
Well,
yeah, victory flies.
There you go, my friend. Well, it's been a while coming, man. Glad to see you back on track. Getting this huge opportunity as the main event for LFA89 next Friday night.
For sure. We're making history.
We are.
We're making history. I love it.
All right, my man. You have a great rest of the weekend, man, and we'll see you Friday night on UFC Fight Pass, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, take care.